Hey guys, this is Kartha. Welcome to my channel. Today I will show you a beautiful game in London system played by legendary chess player Akiba Rubinstein.
Hi guys, how are you? After our interactions in London system, I got interest in this opening. Hope I will learn something new in this game today.
Definitely. I am sure you are already confident on the opening moves in London system and maybe sometimes not clear on how to proceed after the opening.
Yeah.
Hopefully we can learn how to proceed in the middle game from Rubinstein.
Sure, then let's get into the game.
All right. Okay, in this game Rubinstein was playing white and he chose to play London system. So bringing the bishop to f4, this is all standard moves in the London system, and here initially black wants to attack the bishop. So what should we do?
Better come back.
Yeah, in our last video we covered, right? We should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better to come back.
Yes, and the Rubinstein played the same move.
Okay.
Black developed the knight. Knight was developed.
Normal London system opening,
Yes.
it seems.
Yes.
Yes.
The triangle pawn structure and bringing the knights to support each other and developing the bishop and castling. That's the London system. Let's go ahead. So here the knight was moved to e5. Black took the knight. He took with the pawn. So the knight retreated. The pawn on e5 makes the black structure cramped.
Yeah, maybe it may take few steps for black to develop its pieces. I mean, it seems like it's all blocked.
Yeah. So the one pawn is very strong on e5, which will make the black's structure weak. And in this game we will see like how Rubinstein uses this one pawn and takes advantage. He strengthens the pawn, developing the bishop, preparing for the castle. Black is attacking the pawn on b2. So instead of first castling, he has to save this pawn. So queen was moved.
Yes.
Attacking the bishop. So we shouldn't castle because there is attack is going on. So here white can castle, but Rubinstein didn't do the castle. Do you know why?
No.
Okay. So already white has two double pawns.
Okay.
And let's say if white does not, if white allows black's knight to come to e5, sorry, come to e4, then black will capture the bishop, and there will be one more double pawns. So Rubinstein does not want two double pawns.
Okay, it may create another weakness.
Yeah, so two weaknesses he does not want.
Okay.
Because Rubinstein is a very strong endgame player.
Oh, I didn't think this way actually.
Yeah. So Rubinstein is a very strong endgame player. So he is very careful about his pawn structures.
Nice.
So he, instead of castling, he moved the knight to prevent this. Okay. So black just developed his bishop. So now there are no threats. So now he castled.
Okay.
Now his development is completed. Opening is done. Now going to the middle game. And this is where we need to learn few things from Rubinstein, how to proceed in the middle game.
Okay.
So he starts with the e4 pawn break. If you see, the black's pawn structure is very strong.
This is beautiful.
Yes, everyone wants to have a long pawn structure like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it is very advantage in end games. Let's just imagine if all the pieces are not there, the major and minor pieces, and if only pawns are there, then black is very strong.
Yes, absolutely.
That's the very reason why in the middle game he started his first move with e4 to undermine the pawn chain.
Oh.
So here let's say if black takes this pawn, then the pawn on c4 becomes weak.
Free.
Yeah. And if he doesn't take, let's say if white takes the pawn in the next move, black has to take with the pawn, and this pawn chain is broken into two pawn chains.
Yes.
Okay. So that's the advantage of this move, and that is a move which is turning the game from black to white.
Wow. So now he's going to, he's trying to break the chain of that pawns.
Yes, that is correct. Okay, let's go ahead. So black just moved the queen. So he, instead of taking right away, he is again strengthening the bishop with the bishop.
Yes, that's good.
Because every time if black takes, there will be a weakness. Now if black doesn't take also, if he takes back with the pawn, then with the bishop he can take one more time. That way, and after this pawn is gone, this is again weak.
Yes.
So he is just targeting all the three pawns now.
Yes, that's good.
So because there is a weakness over here, black bought the knight to defend it. Rubinstein brought one more attacker to the same weakness spot.
Okay.
So, so as I said, right, after this take, this pawn will be weak.
Yes.
So he wants to somewhere protect this pawn with the rook.
Okay.
So now let's see. Rubinstein took over here, and after pawns got exchanged. So till now it was like equal exchange.
Yes.
One pawn versus one pawn. However, here he takes with the bishop.
Okay.
Giving his bishop for the pawn.
Okay. I didn't expect he'll give his bishop for a pawn.
Yeah, so he might have seen some advantage. Maybe if we go ahead, we will know like what's that advantage.
Okay, let's see.
Yeah, so he took the bishop. Black was happy, but if you see, this pawn is still weak.
Yes.
So he took the pawn, attacking the queen. And attacking the knight. Okay, so black has to protect both. So he moved his queen to protect
knight.
Yes, protect the knight. And now comes the check. Okay, now king has to move, but there is a fork onto the rook. So after the king moved,
come on, he got
the rook. Okay, I just want to go back and see like who's got the advantage in this transaction. So if you see, black, okay, this till now it's equal one pawn versus one pawn. Now here if you calculate, so the bishop is for 3 pawns, knight is for 3 pawns, so he gave up 6 pawns and he took 2 pawns and a rook. Rook is like 5 points. 5, 6, 7,
Oh,
and he gave up 6 only.
still, so seems like white is still leading with kind of one pawn.
Yeah, that's the advantage.
Interesting calculation.
Yes. Okay. And moreover, he break the castle. So now black is not allowed to castle. So that is
Yes.
another advantage.
Yes.
Okay. So till now it's good, but if you see like there are 2 rooks versus 1 rook and 1 minor piece versus 3 minor pieces. Still it's not like, it is good, but if you don't play better, these minor pieces can cause lot of problem. Okay.
So as you said earlier,
Mm-hmm.
if we remove all the major pieces and calculate with only pawns,
Mm-hmm.
so still white is leading, right?
Yeah, if you see the pawn structure here, so 3 pawns, 3 and 2, 5 pawns black has, whereas 3, 3, 1. So like 7 pawns.
Okay, yes.
But if you see, like, let's say queen gets exchanged with a queen, rook gets exchanged with a rook,
Mm-hmm.
bishop gets exchanged with a bishop, okay, and the knight, let's say for the rook,
Mm-hmm.
then black is still leading with
Leading with this.
a knight or a bishop.
Yes.
So that consideration we should take into.
Uh-huh.
The king was not castled, and the rook is in a good position. So Rubinstein wants his rook to give in the last rank a check, and once the king moves, he can take back the rook.
Okay.
So which is stopping his plan? This knight is blocking.
Yes, obviously.
So he moves his pawn
To threat that knight.
to remove this knight, so
Mhm.
that he can go ahead and execute the plan. So here black moves his knight. Now he cannot go ahead right away because the knight is attacking the queen.
Yes.
Okay. So he moved the queen, the knight moved back, and it is securing this d8 square.
Yeah, we can't go to that position.
Yeah. So still Rubinstein does not want to give up.
Mm-hmm.
So he went to a3, pinning this knight.
Okay.
Now how to unpin? If he moves the king, he'll just take away the knight.
Yes.
So how to unpin?
Either he has to move his king or he has to use his pawn.
Yeah. So blocking. So is there any way to block the pin?
Using queen?
Yes. He can just move his queen and block it.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's one way. Or what he did is he moved the pawn.
To save that knight.
Yes. Okay. Then comes the rook move, which is like attacking both knight and the queen.
Mm-hmm.
And the previous move also won't work. Let's say this queen was there to protect this, then this move will attack this knight, and this queen attacks this knight.
That might have been a waste move.
Yeah, that's why the black chose to move the pawn. Okay. So now this rook is hanging, and also queen is under attack. In order to save both things, queen has to move to the e8 square to protect the knight. Okay. Then he brought the rooks into the same file. Black played a5. Now he comes back to his old plan, where rook coming to the d8 square.
Okay.
So this knight is stopping this, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he took back the knight. So queen has to take it. Then there is a rook check. The rook is gone. So if you see this transaction, he gave one rook and he took a knight and a rook.
Yes. So for one rook, he got a knight and a rook.
Yes. So now it's like pretty much black is
Weak.
lost.
Yes.
Because he got 2 powers for a rook.
Yes.
Till now, when we calculated before, like once we remove all the minor and major pieces, black is having one more knight extra, right?
Yes.
So now there is nothing. Okay. So black wants to try his last things like giving a check in the back rank.
So yeah, I expected this.
Yeah. And then one more like a checkmate. So blocking the way.
Yes.
So he took the weak pawn. White took another pawn. There is a check. And now here if you see the same question. So Rubinstein always asks the same question. Let's say if all the pieces are gone, major and minor pieces, who can win?
White, obviously. It seems like it's leading with pawns.
Yeah, because here 2 versus 2 pawns, that is equal. However, on the king side, it is 4 versus 2. So now the plan is clear. Exchange. Okay.
Nice thinking, you know.
Yeah. So here black moved the bishop. So his plan is clear.
He is clear. He just has to exchange and he took it.
Yes. When you know like you are having advantage with the pawns, it's better to just exchange so that black can do nothing.
Yeah.
He took back, then attack. He does not want to lose the pawns because he knows the end game very well. Now another simple thing, just exchange. So this knight cannot move to protect this pawn. So if knight moves, then he will just grab the pawn.
Yes.
So still more advantage. So black just moved the king, and his plan is clear, right? Just exchange.
Yes.
So now he can't do anything. He took back. So now another important move in the end games, like see this pawn is weak, right?
Yes.
And king can come and attack it.
Yes.
And rook cannot come to defend, or king cannot come to defend. And once let's say this pawn is gone, and this bishop can take this pawn.
Yes.
And these 2 pawns can come and become a queen.
Yes.
You're getting?
Yeah.
So in order to stop everything, he does not want to make things complicated. So just simple move.
Block his next step of pawn.
No. So I mean rook move so that the king can never enter this territory.
Yeah, even king and pawn also, right?
Yeah, pawn it's okay. Pawn if he comes, he'll take back. That's okay.
Okay.
I mean he can just move the pawn, and that way one pawn versus one pawn it can go.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, but if king comes, then there will be a lot of complex here.
Okay, so he cannot come into our territory.
Yes. So because he has a rook, which is blocking the entire thing.
Nice.
So he just moved the pawn. So now bring the king. Okay. So here he took. So one pawn versus one pawn is gone. Then he moved the king. Okay. So here if you see this king, no need to go further. Here like 1 move, 2 moves, 3 moves to get to the queen, and king can come in 1 move to stop this.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So this is a good place for the king to stop from queening this pawn.
Yes.
So this king is taking care of this pawn. We need to take care of the other pawns. He's attacking. So Rubinstein knows, like, okay, even if he loses this pawn, it doesn't matter. He wants to attack and remove opponent's pawns. Here black resigned. Why? Because see, next his pawn will be gone and this pawn will also be gone.
Obviously. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let's say if white took the other two pawns and black cannot save these two queening. Okay, thank you.